My name is Verna Patterson. I'm 33 years old. 2 weeks ago, my father sent me a text. Verna, don't bother coming to the reunion. We're only inviting the successful ones this year. Someone with your arrest record would ruin the whole night. My arrest record. The one they begged me to take when my brother embezzled $500,000 from our family's company. I resigned from my job as assistant principal. Lost my career, spent 4 years working 3 jobs to repay $520,000 I never stole while they pretended I didn't exist. The charges were dismissed last year. The damage wasn't. What they don't know, my grandfather spent those same 4 years collecting evidence, bank records, audio recordings, forensic reports. He died 7 weeks ago. His will reading is scheduled for tonight. Same night as the reunion. I bought the dress. I'm walking through that door. They have no idea what's waiting. If this story already hit you in the chest, hit that like button right now and drop a comment. I'm showing up anyway. If you've ever been the family scapegoat, I read every single one. Now let me tell you what happened next. That text came in at 11:47 p.m. on a Thursday. I was already in bed. The phone buzzed on my nightstand. I picked it up, read it twice, and set it back down face up. I didn't sleep that night, just stared at those words until 4:38 in the morning. Someone with your arrest record. Like it was my idea. Like I woke up one day and decided to destroy my own life for fun. I'm sitting in my studio apartment right now. It's 4:47 p.m. The reunion starts at 6. I have 2 hours and 13 minutes before I need to leave. The dress is hanging on my closet door. Burgundy. Calvin Klein. $39.99 from TJ Maxx. I bought it 3 days after he sent that text. Spent grocery money on it. Worth it. My apartment is 847 Morrison Street, apartment 3B studio. One room. $1,285 a month. I've lived here since 2022. There's a thank you card on my refrigerator. It's been there for 5 years. A student named Brianna wrote it in 2021, back when I was still someone who mattered. You changed my life, Ms. Patterson. I'm going to college because of you. Next to it is a photo. Me and my grandfather at my promotion celebration in 2019. We're both smiling, sunflowers on the desk behind us, his handwriting on the back. Proud of you. You're going to do great things. That was 7 years ago. I drive a 2009 Honda Civic. The odometer reads 168,782 miles. I filled up the tank yesterday. Cost me $43. I work as a substitute teacher. Some days I make $140. Some days I make $128. It depends on the school, the grade, whether they need coverage for a full day or just half. Yesterday, I covered 7th grade English at Riverside Middle. A kid in the back row asked if I was even a real teacher. I said, "Today I am, open to page 47. 6 years ago, I made $78,000 a year. I had a corner office on the 3rd floor of Beaufort Academy. I had a window that faced a magnolia tree. I had 47 students in my scholarship program who got to go to college because I helped them. I had a fiancé. We were planning a wedding for June 2021. Sunflowers and a jazz band. I had a future. Then my family asked me to save my brother from prison. And I said yes. I didn't know. Yes meant losing everything. I didn't know temporary meant 4 years. I didn't know they'd let me burn while they moved on. But my grandfather knew. He watched it all happen. And he documented every single piece. Tonight, at 7 p.m., his attorney is going to read his will in front of 73 people. In that ballroom at the Charleston Harbor Hotel. Same room where my family is celebrating the Patterson Family Foundation's 25th anniversary. They think it's just foundation business, standard estate stuff. They have no idea what's in those envelopes. I do. I opened the safety deposit box 9 days ago. I've seen the forensic reports, the audio recordings, the evidence my grandfather spent 4 years collecting. Tonight, they find out what happens when the scapegoat inherits the receipts. I'm looking at my phone right now. My father's text is still there. I never deleted it, never responded. I drafted 8 different replies that night, deleted them all. The ninth one just said, "I'll be there." I didn't send it. I didn't need to. The certified letter from my grandfather's attorney already told them I was legally required to attend. Failure to appear would result in forfeiture of inheritance. They probably think he's leaving me a few $1,000s, maybe some furniture, maybe his old car. They have no idea. Let me go back. You need to understand what I lost before you can understand what tonight means. May 2019. I was 26 years old. I'd been teaching at Beaufort Academy for 2 years. Started as a regular teacher in 2017, made $52,000. By 2019, they'd promoted me to assistant principal and director of financial aid. Youngest in the district, $78,000 salary, benefits, retirement plan, respect. The office was on the 3rd floor, corner spot with a window view. I could see the magnolia tree in the courtyard, the one that bloomed every spring. I managed the scholarship fund. We gave out $340,000 a year to students who couldn't afford tuition otherwise. Over 3 years, I'd helped 47 kids go to college. 47 futures I had a hand in building. The principal, Dr. Morrison, nominated me for District Educator of the Year in 2020. I didn't win, but being nominated meant something. It meant I mattered. My grandfather came to my promotion celebration, brought sunflowers, took that photo that's still on my fridge. On the back, in his careful handwriting, "Proud of you. You're going to do great things." I believed him. That same month, my boyfriend Marcus proposed. We'd been together 3 years. He was an engineer, made decent money, laughed at my jokes. The ring was a sapphire, my birthstone. Cost him $2,400. We planned the wedding for June 2021, found a venue, paid the $1,500 deposit, ordered 150 save-the-date cards. Everything was perfect. Then August 2020 happened. My father called at 7:23 p.m. on a Saturday. His voice sounded wrong, tight, like he was holding something heavy. "Verna, we need to talk. It's about Terrence. Come to the house tonight. Don't tell anyone. Not Marcus. Not anyone. This is family only." I told Marcus I'd be back in an hour. Left pasta cooking on the stove. Drove to my parents' house. I walked through the door at 8:09 p.m. My life ended at approximately 8:41. They were sitting at the kitchen table, all 3 of them. My parents and my brother Terrence. The same oak table I'd eaten breakfast at as a kid. Same chairs. But nothing felt the same. My mother's eyes were red. My father's coffee mug was half empty and cold. Terrence wouldn't look at me. "Sit down, sweetheart," my mother said. I sat. My father slid a folder across the table. The label said, "Patterson and Sons, Audit Findings, Confidential." Inside were 47 invoices, Coastal Supply Solutions, Premier Materials Inc. Summit Contractors Group, all fake, all created by Terrence. Total, $520,000. Gone. "The audit is in 45 days, my father said. September 30th. If they find this, Terrence goes to federal prison, 5 to 10 years. The company loses its bonding license. We lose everything. 43 employees lose their jobs." My mother grabbed my hand. "Nicole's 8 months pregnant. Jackson is 3 years old. You want him visiting his daddy in prison? You want their baby born while Terrence is in jail?" Terrence finally spoke, voice shaking. "I was going to pay it back. I just needed time. Nicole had medical bills. Jackson needed therapy. I thought I had more time before anyone noticed." He looked at me then, really looked at me. I messed up. I know I did. But I can fix it if you give me a chance. Please. You're my sister. I'd do it for you. He wouldn't. I knew that even then. But I didn't say it. My father leaned forward. You have access to the scholarship fund. If you could temporarily reallocate those funds to cover the company account, just until Terrence pays it back, 6 months maximum, nobody has to know. The audit happens. Everything looks clean. We fix this quietly. That's embezzlement, I said. I'd be stealing from students. You'd be borrowing, my mother corrected. Terrence will repay you. It's temporary. The alternative is your brother goes to prison. Is that what you want? I looked at the photo on their fridge. Jackson in Terrence's arms, Terrence's wedding ring catching the light. Nicole's ultrasound picture stuck next to it. 20 weeks. A girl. 6 months, I said. You pay me back by March. And when this is over, you tell everyone what really happened. I'm not carrying this secret forever. My father reached across the table, shook my hand. You have my word. He was lying. I drove home at 10:37 p.m. Marcus was asleep on the couch. The pasta had burned on the stove. I scraped it into the trash. Lay in bed until 4 a.m., calculating whether $520,000 could really be hidden for 6 months. It couldn't. September 3rd, 2020. 6:54 in the morning. I sat in my office before any other staff arrived, opened the banking portal, stared at the screen for 11 minutes. Then I authorized the transfer. $520,000 from Beaufort Academy Scholarship Fund to Patterson & Sons operating account. I coded it as a short-term institutional loan, created a fake memo about investment opportunities, made it look legitimate enough to pass a casual glance. The confirmation screen loaded. Transfer complete. I took a screenshot, saved it to a folder labeled Temporary Delete March 2021. I never deleted it. That screenshot is still on my laptop. It became evidence later, proof of the exact moment I ruined my life to save his. Terrence promised to pay me back by December, then January, then spring, at the latest. October 15th, he texted, I'll have $50,000 by November. November 30th, cash flow issues. December for sure, $100,000. December 28th, January, I promise. I'm working on it. January 31st, spring at the latest. Trust me. The school district announced a random fiscal audit in January. All restricted accounts. Completion date, April 15th. I called Terrence 47 times in 1 week. He answered on the 48th call. I don't have it yet. That's all he said, then hung up. March 8th, 2021. The auditor sent an email. Ms. Patterson, please schedule a meeting regarding scholarship fund reconciliation. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. I called my parents. No answer. I called Terrence. Voicemail. I was alone. April 2nd, 2021. 10:47 a.m. I sat across from the state auditor and my principal. The auditor's laptop was open, showing a spreadsheet with red highlights all over it. Ms. Patterson, can you explain this unauthorized transfer of $520,000 made September 3rd with no board authorization? My phone buzzed. Text from Terrence. I'm sorry, I don't have it. I turned the phone face down, looked the auditor in the eye. It was me, I said. I made an unauthorized loan to myself. Personal use. I intended to pay it back. Dr. Morrison's face went pale. Verna, what are you talking about? I took the money. It was my decision. I'm sorry. The auditor closed his laptop. Ms. Patterson, this is felony breach of trust. I'm required to report this to the district attorney. I nodded. I understand. 10 days later, 2 police officers knocked on my apartment door at 7:23 a.m. Ms. Verna Patterson, you're under arrest. They read me my rights in my living room, put handcuffs on me in front of my neighbor walking her dog. At the station, my court-appointed attorney explained the options. The DA is offering a deferred prosecution agreement. You resign immediately, repay the full $520,000 within 36 months, 3 years supervised probation. If you comply, charges get dismissed. If you don't, you face up to 10 years in prison. And if I fight it? You confessed. They have the transfer records. You'd lose. Take the deal. I took the deal. I needed $520,000. I had $62,000 in savings, an inheritance from my grandmother, $118,000. I cashed out my 401k early, $45,000 gross, $31,500 after penalties. Still $308,500 short. I took out 2 personal loans, $180,000 from the credit union at 7.25%, $130,000 from an online lender at 11.5%. Made the first payment to the school district, $211,500. Due date, April 21st, 2021. Resigned, April 23rd. The local paper ran a headline, Beaufort Academy Administrator resigns amid financial irregularity. Marcus called me May 14th, 1 year exactly after my promotion. I can't do this, he said. The whispers at work, people asking if I knew. I love you, but I can't marry someone with this hanging over them. He came by that afternoon, placed the ring on my kitchen counter, walked out. I haven't worn jewelry since. The save-the-date cards are still in a box in my closet, all 150 of them, never sent. My last day at Beaufort Academy was May 31st, 2021. I came in at 5 a.m. to clean out my office, wanted to avoid the staff, couldn't handle the looks, packed my nameplate, my certificates, the photo with my grandfather. In the bottom drawer, I found a card. From Brianna, a senior I'd helped get a full scholarship to USC. She'd graduated a year earlier. Ms. Patterson, you changed my life. I'm going to college because of you. Thank you forever. Brianna, class of 2020. I put that card in the box, got to my car at 6:17 a.m., sat in the driver's seat for 23 minutes, stared at that card, started the engine, drove home. That card is on my refrigerator now, right next to the photo of me and my grandfather. Only proof I was ever someone worth remembering. The next 4 years are a blur of work and numbers. I had to pay the school district $7,175 every month. The money came from the personal loans I'd taken out. I front-loaded the payments using loan proceeds. But after November 2024, when restitution was complete, I still owed $143,000 on those loans, still paying $6,425 every month. I worked 3 jobs. Substitute teaching, $24,000 a year on average. Some days, $128. Some days, $145, depending on the school and the grade. H&R Block during tax season, January through April, $8,500. Instacart deliveries on evenings and weekends, $11,200. Total, about $43,700 a year. Rent, $1,285 a month, $15,420 a year. Loan payments, $6,425 a month, $77,100 a year. Do the math. I was underwater, had to pull from savings for basics, ate a lot of store-brand pasta, learned which grocery stores had the best clearance sections. Meanwhile, Terrence got promoted. 2021. Junior CFO at Patterson and Sons, $105,000 salary. 2022, CFO, $138,000. 2024, COO, $180,000. I know because my father would mention it at the few family gatherings I still attended, before they stopped inviting me. Terrence is doing so well. The company's lucky to have him. Nobody mentioned that the company only existed because I'd saved it. I applied for 127 jobs between 2021 and 2025. Teaching positions, administrative roles, anything in education. 18 interviews, 0 offers. The arrest record showed up on every background check. Arrested April 12, 2021, breach of trust with fraudulent intent, disposition, dismissed per deferred prosecution agreement. Dismissed wasn't the same as innocent, not to hiring managers. At Christmas 2025, I ran into a former colleague at the grocery store, Mrs. Henderson. We'd worked together for 5 years. She saw me, made direct eye contact, then turned her cart around and walked the other direction. 4th time that year, November 30th, 2024, 11:47 p.m. I made my final restitution payment, $14,391.63. Clicked submit. Watched the confirmation screen load. Charleston County School District Restitution Fund. Balance, $0. Paid in full. I took a screenshot. Closed the laptop. Went to the bathroom. Looked at myself in the mirror. Didn't recognize the face looking back. Sat on the bathroom floor and cried for the first time in 8 months. 4 minutes. Then stopped. Went to bed. 15 days later, Terrence posted on Instagram a photo of a boat. 28-foot Sea Ray Sundancer, midnight blue, custom interior. Caption, finally treating myself. Hard work pays off. The comments, you earned it. So proud. Living your best life. Cost $85,000. I closed the app, sat on my couch in silence, looked at my loan balance on my banking app. $143,280 remaining. Looked at the screenshot from November 30th. Paid in full. Put my phone face down on the coffee table. Didn't sleep that night either. June 12th, 2021. I went to visit my grandfather. I hadn't planned to tell him. Hadn't planned to tell anyone. But I broke down in his kitchen. Told him everything, the embezzlement, the cover-up, the arrest, the deal I'd made. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, he was quiet for a long time. Then he said, I already knew. I looked up. What? I helped with the Patterson and Sons audit last summer. Volunteer work. I saw Terrence's digital fingerprints all over those fake invoices. I knew it was him. Why didn't you say anything? Because I wanted to see what your parents would do. Whether they'd protect you or protect him. He paused. They made their choice. Grandpa, I'm going to be okay. The charges will be dismissed after I finish paying. This isn't okay, Verna. They let you take the fall for his crime. They're letting you lose everything while he gets promoted. There's nothing I can do now, I already confessed. My grandfather stood up, walked to his desk, pulled out a business card. Bernard Cromwell, private investigator. I'm hiring him tomorrow. We're going to document everything. Every lie they tell. Every dollar Terrence spends while you're drowning. Every job you don't get because of an arrest record you shouldn't have. Why? Because 4 years from now, when you've paid every penny, when you've done everything they asked and more, they're still going to treat you like you're worthless. And when that day comes, you're going to need proof you were never the criminal they made you out to be. He pulled out a yellow legal pad, started writing. Tell me everything again. Dates, times, who said what, every detail. We sat at that kitchen table for 4 hours. My grandfather documented it all. That was the day the case against my family began. For the next 4 years, I visited my grandfather 3 times a week: Tuesday afternoons, Thursday evenings, Sunday mornings after church. Everyone thought we were just close, thought I was being a good granddaughter, spending time with an old man. We were building evidence. The private investigator, Bernard Cromwell, was a certified fraud examiner. 22 years in forensic accounting. He'd worked white-collar crime cases for the FBI. He recovered deleted files from Patterson and Sons servers, 47 fake invoices with metadata showing they were created on Terrence's work computer. He subpoenaed text messages from the phone company. 118 messages between my parents and Terrence discussing how to keep the story straight. He tracked every job rejection I received. 127 applications, documented the pattern. But the most damaging evidence came from a bar in Charleston, June 18th, 2022. The investigator had Terrence under light surveillance, followed him to Harbor Bar after work. Terrence met a friend. They sat at the bar, drank, talked loud enough to be overheard. The investigator recorded it. 6 minutes and 47 seconds of my brother bragging about what he'd done to me. My sister took the fall. Parents asked her, and she just agreed. She lost her job, her career, everything. Laughing. She's stupid, but useful. His friend. Damn, that's cold. She know you're not paying her back? Terrence. She doesn't ask. She just takes it. Perfect scapegoat. I bought Nicole that Cartier bracelet with my Q2 bonus. $6,200. Verna's probably eating ramen. Both of them laughing. My grandfather played me that recording once. December 2025. I listened to the whole thing, then asked him to play it again. The second time, I didn't cry. Just memorized every word. By December 2025, the investigation was complete. 832 pages, forensic analysis, deleted emails, bank records, witness affidavits, audio evidence. My grandfather was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in March 2023, stage 3. The doctors gave him 18 to 24 months. He lived 22 months, held on as long as he could. January 10th, 2026. He revised his will. Called his attorney, Malcolm Calloway. Made very specific arrangements. January 18th. I visited him in hospice. He was weak, but lucid. The reunion, he said. March 16th. Malcolm's going to read the will there, in front of everyone. Grandpa, you don't have to... He squeezed my hand. Yes, I do. Because when I'm gone, they'll try to rewrite this story. 73 witnesses means they can't. You understand? I nodded. You paid every penny. That's evidence of who you are. The reunion is evidence of who they are. He died 7 days later, January 25th, 2026, 4:17 in the morning. I was with him. The funeral was small, 90 chairs in the chapel, every seat filled except one. The seat next to me in the back row. My brother sat in front with Nicole and their 2 children. My parents sat beside them. They greeted mourners, looked dignified in their grief. Nobody sat next to me. After the service, during the reception, I overheard my cousin Diane. That's Verna. She was close with Grandpa Jack, but there was some trouble a few years back. Financial stuff. We don't really talk about it. I left early, drove to the cemetery alone, stayed until the sun went down. 7 weeks later, I'd be back. But first came the text. February 28th, 2026. 11:47 p.m. I was in bed. Phone buzzed. Message from Dad Mobile. Opened it. Verna, don't bother coming to the reunion. We're only inviting the successful ones this year. Someone with your arrest record would ruin the whole night. You understand? Dad. I read it 3 times, set the phone down on my nightstand, stared at the ceiling, picked it up again at 1:13 a.m. Started typing. I've paid back every dollar. The charges were dismissed. I've done everything you asked. Deleted it. Typed, I'm coming whether you want me there or not. Deleted it. Typed, you asked me to take the fall. I did. You promised to make it right. You didn't. I deserve to be there. Deleted it. I drafted 8 replies that night. Deleted them all. Fell asleep at 4:38 a.m. The 9th reply, the one I never sent, just said, I'll be there. I didn't need to send it. 4 days later, the certified letter arrived. March 2nd, 2026, Monday afternoon. I got home from substitute teaching at 4:15, checked my mailbox, green certified mail card, signature required. Return address, Callaway and Bright. Attorneys at law, 182 Meeting Street, Charleston, South Carolina. I signed for it, opened it in my car. Heavy paper, formal seal. Dear Ms. Patterson, your presence is legally required per the last will and testament of Jackson Monroe Patterson, deceased January 25th, 2026. Date, March 16th, 2026. Time, 6 p.m. Location, Charleston Harbor Hotel, Sapphire Ballroom. Failure to appear may result in forfeiture of inheritance. Inside the envelope, a small brass key, a tag attached. Safety Deposit Box 1847, First National Bank, Charleston. I sat in my car for 11 minutes, holding that key. My grandfather left me something important enough to put in a safety deposit box. Something he wanted me to have before the reunion. March 5th, 10:15 a.m. I walked into First National Bank. I need to access Box 1847. The clerk checked my ID, verified my name against the account, led me to the vault. She inserted her key. I inserted mine. The box slid out. She left me alone in the small room. I opened the box. 3 sealed manila envelopes, labeled for Verna only to be opened, March 16th, 2026. A letter, 8 pages, my grandfather's handwriting, a USB drive. Label, evidence, complete file, Patterson family fraud, 2019 to 2021. A small velvet bag. Inside, my grandmother's pearl earrings, the ones she wore at her wedding in 1951. I picked up the letter, hands shaking. Verna, I've watched you carry a burden that was never yours. I've documented every lie, every theft, every moment they chose comfort over your truth. Sunday will be difficult, but you won't face it alone. You'll face it with proof. I love you. Make them see what they refuse to see. Grandpa Jack. I read it twice. Then I opened my laptop, inserted the USB drive. Folders appeared. Forensic_report_final.pdf, 832 pages. Audio_evidence, 47 files. Bank_records, 283 files. Text_messages, 118 files. Affidavits, 12 files. I clicked on audio_evidence, found the file labeled Terrence_2 02 20618 _Harbor Bar _1947.mp3. Duration 6:47. I clicked play. My brother's voice filled the small room. Yeah, my sister took the fall. She's stupid, but useful. I listened to the entire recording. Then I set it as my alarm for March 16th. 6 a.m. Alarm label. Remember why? I closed the box, took the letter and the USB drive, left the envelopes for Sunday, March 10th, 11:47 p.m. I sat at my laptop and reviewed everything. Every invoice, every bank record, every deleted email, every text message. The case my grandfather built was airtight. I went to bed at 2:30 a.m., slept 7 hours straight for the first time in months. March 16th, 2026. Today, My alarm went off at 6 a.m. Terrence's voice from the recording. She's stupid but useful. I got up, showered, put on the burgundy dress, did my hair, minimal makeup, my grandmother's pearl earrings, 7:30 a.m., coffee, store-brand granola. Reviewed my grandfather's letter one more time, 3 p.m. I left my apartment, 3:47 p.m. I stopped at Magnolia Cemetery. Section 12, Plot 47. My grandfather's headstone, fresh. The granite still clean. Jackson Monroe Patterson, 1944 to 2026. Beloved father, grandfather, seeker of truth. I placed a single white rose on the grass. Thank you for seeing me, I said out loud. Thank you for waiting. The wind moved through the magnolia trees. Felt like an answer. 4:32 p.m. Charleston Harbor Hotel. I parked in the garage. Level 3, Space 47. My car, 2009 Honda Civic. 168,782 miles. I sat in the driver's seat for 6 minutes. Breathed steady. Then I walked into the hotel. The Sapphire Ballroom was on the second floor. Double doors. Already open. I could hear voices inside. Laughter. The sound of a party just beginning. I checked my watch. 6:12 p.m. Early. Intentional. I walked in. The room was beautiful. High ceilings. Crystal chandeliers. Tables set for 75 people. A banner across the back wall. Patterson Family Foundation, 25 years of service. Along one wall, a photo timeline. Family pictures from 1987 to 2026. I walked over. Counted. I appeared in 8 photos. All from before 2021. After 2021, 0. I'd been erased. 41 people were already there. Early arrivals, cousins, aunts, uncles, family friends. 14 made eye contact with me. 11 immediately looked away. 3 smiled. Polite. Uncomfortable. Nobody approached. I saw my mother near the dessert table, talking to her sister, my Aunt Carolyn. She glanced over. Saw me. Her face went pale. She walked toward me. Quickly. Verna. She stopped 3 feet away. I didn't think you'd actually come. After your father's text, I received a legal summons from Grandpa's attorney. Apparently my presence is required. She blinked. Required? The will reading. Tonight. Malcolm Calloway sent certified notice. I'm sure that's just standard estate procedure. Your grandfather probably left you something small. A token. Probably. She looked at my dress. The pearls. Those are your grandmother's earrings. Grandpa left them for me, in his safety deposit box. Her mouth opened, closed. When did you? Someone called her name. She looked back. I need to. We'll talk later. She walked away. I found a table in the back. Sat down. Folded my hands in my lap. More people arrived. By 6:55, the room was full. 73 people. I counted. My brother was at the bar with his cousins. Nicole beside him. Their kids running around with the other children. He turned. Saw me. Made brief eye contact. Turned back to his drink. 6:44 p.m. The door opened. Malcolm Calloway walked in. Mid-60s. Gray suit. Briefcase in hand. He scanned the room. Found me. Held my gaze for 2 seconds. Nodded once. I nodded back. He walked to the front table. Set the briefcase down. Metal. Combination lock. People glanced over. Assumed it was foundation paperwork. I knew better. I'd seen those envelopes in the safety deposit box. Now they were in that briefcase. Malcolm opened it slightly. I glimpsed 3 manila envelopes inside. Then he closed it. 6:58 p.m. He stepped to the podium. Good evening, everyone. Before dinner service begins, I need your attention. Per the explicit final wishes of Jackson Monroe Patterson, I'll be conducting a reading of relevant portions of his will. This is a legal proceeding. Please be seated. The room quieted. People moved to their seats. My father stood near the front. Of course, Malcolm. Jack always loved these family gatherings, probably leaving something to the foundation. Malcolm didn't smile. Please sit, Mr. Patterson. My father sat. Malcolm opened his briefcase, removed 3 envelopes, white, manila, burgundy. He placed them on the table, in order. Labels visible, estate distribution, evidence, personal delivery, Terence Patterson. My mother whispered something to my father. He shook his head. Malcolm opened the white envelope, removed a single sheet. 7 p.m., the last will and testament of Jackson Monroe Patterson, executed January 10th, 2026, witnessed and notarized. He read the formalities. Date. Legal language. Executor appointment. Then the numbers. Total estate value. $4,225,000. Silence. People shifted in their seats. The estate comprises the following: primary residence, valued at $640,000. Investment accounts, valued at $865,000. Patterson and Sons Construction Company stock, 40% ownership, valued at $2,720,000. My father's hand tightened on my mother's. Malcolm continued. Distribution of estate. Verna Patterson, 85%. Silence. 3 seconds. Then chaos. What? That can't be. 85? Malcolm's voice cut through. 85% of total assets, including 40% ownership of Patterson and Sons Construction. This makes Ms. Verna Patterson the single largest shareholder of the company. My brother stood. What the hell does that mean? Malcolm didn't look up. It means Ms. Patterson now owns 40% of the company. Your parents own 32% combined. Your Uncle Raymond owns 28%. Ms. Patterson holds the largest individual stake. This is insane! Terrence's voice cracked. Grandpa was sick. He wasn't thinking straight. We can contest this. Malcolm finally looked up, met my father's eyes. Mr. Patterson, your father was evaluated by 3 independent physicians in December 2025. All found him mentally competent. The medical evaluations are here if you like to review them. The will is ironclad. My mother turned in her seat, looked at me. Did you know about this? Every eye in the room turned to me. I spoke for the first time since arriving. I found out 9 days ago. Malcolm cut back in. Ms. Patterson had no involvement in the creation of this will. Mr. Patterson's decisions were his alone. He picked up a second sheet, continued reading. Attached statement from the testator. To my granddaughter Verna, who sacrificed her career, her reputation, and 4 years of her life to protect this family from the consequences of fraud she did not commit. You carried a burden that was never yours. You paid a debt you never owed. The company is yours now. You earn this 10,000 times over. Use it wisely. Make them see what I always saw, that you were the best of us. Grandpa Jack. I felt something wet on my cheek, touched it. Tears. First visible emotion all night. Malcolm set the paper down. There are 2 more envelopes. My Uncle Raymond, my father's brother, stood. Wait. What fraud? What is he talking about? Malcolm reached for the manila envelope. The second envelope contains documentation that will clarify. He opened it, pulled out a bound report, 47 pages. This is a forensic accounting report commissioned by Mr. Jackson Patterson in June 2021, prepared by Cromwell Investigations. Copies will now be distributed. Hotel staff, prearranged, brought out stacks of spiral-bound documents, started handing them to every adult in the room. My father's copy landed in front of him. Cover page. Forensic analysis. Patterson and Sons Construction Company. Financial irregularities 2019 to 2020. Malcolm waited until everyone had a copy. Then he read the executive summary. Between May 2019 and July 2020, Patterson and Sons Construction experienced systematic embezzlement totaling $520,000. Perpetrator: Terrence James Patterson, Chief Financial Officer. Method: 47 fraudulent vendor invoices. The room erupted. Malcolm raised his voice. The report details fake vendors: Coastal Supply Solutions, Premier Materials, Summit Contractors. Digital forensics recovered deleted emails and fake contracts from Mr. Terrence Patterson's work computer. The funds were deposited into a personal bank account held solely by Terrence Patterson. Terrence sat down, face white. Nicole beside him grabbed his arm. "What is he talking about?" Malcolm continued. On September 3rd, 2020, $520,000 was transferred from Beaufort Academy Scholarship Fund to Patterson and Sons' operating account. This transfer temporarily concealed the embezzled funds during the company audit. The account administrator who authorized this transfer, Verna Patterson. Heads turned to me again. Terrence Patterson made zero repayment to Verna Patterson between September 2020 and November 2024. Verna Patterson repaid the entire $520,000 to Charleston County School District using personal loans totaling $310,000 at interest rates averaging 9.2%. Total financial cost to Verna Patterson: $637,500, including interest. Malcolm looked up. During this same period, Terrence Patterson's salary increased from $105,000 in 2021 to $180,000 in 2024. The report documents the following purchases by Mr. Terrence Patterson during this period. He turned a page, read, June 2022, Cartier Love Bracelet, purchased for Nicole Patterson, $6,200. Nicole's hand went to her wrist. She was wearing it. August 2023, kitchen renovation, $32,000. March 2024, family vacation to Turks and Caicos, $18,500. December 15th, 2024, Sea Ray Sundancer boat, $85,000. Malcolm paused. This boat was purchased 15 days after Ms. Verna Patterson made her final restitution payment on November 30th, 2024. Someone gasped. I think it was my cousin Diane. The report includes bank records, recovered emails, and witness affidavits. But there is also audio evidence. He pulled out a small speaker, connected his phone. This recording was made June 18th, 2022, at Harbor Bar in Charleston. Mr. Terrence Patterson was unaware he was being recorded. The private investigator hired by Mr. Jackson Patterson was operating within South Carolina's one-party consent law. He pressed play. My brother's voice filled the ballroom. Yeah, my sister took the fall. Parents asked her, and she just agreed. She lost her job, her career, everything. Laughing. She's stupid but useful. Friend's voice. Damn, that's cold. She know you're not paying her back. Terrence. She doesn't ask. She just takes it. Perfect scapegoat. Pause. I bought Nicole that Cartier bracelet with my Q2 bonus. $6,200. Verna's probably eating ramen. Both of them laughing. The recording ended. Silence. Nicole stood, face pale, eyes wide. She grabbed both her children's hands. Jackson, 7 years old. Lily, 4. Come on, we're leaving. Terrence reached for her. Nicole, wait. Don't follow me. She walked toward the exit. Didn't look back. The door closed behind her. 72 people remained. Terrence sat frozen, staring at the table. My cousin Diane was crying. My uncle Raymond stood, looked at my father. You knew? You knew, and you let her? My mother cut in. We were trying to protect the family. Terrence would have gone to prison. My grandmother, my mother's mother, age 78, stood slowly. You protected your son, she said, quiet but clear. You destroyed your daughter. My mother started crying. Malcolm cleared his throat. There is one final envelope, addressed specifically to Mr. Terence Patterson. He picked up the burgundy envelope, walked to where Terence sat, handed it to him directly. You have a choice, Mr. Patterson. I can read this aloud, or you can read it privately and leave. Which do you prefer? Terence didn't move, didn't speak. My father stood. This is a setup. Verna orchestrated this whole... I spoke, cut him off. Let him read it. Everyone turned to me. I looked at Terence across the room. Let him read it aloud. Everyone here deserves to know what Grandpa wanted to say to you. Terence opened the envelope with shaking hands, pulled out a single sheet. Malcolm took it from him. I'll read it. He returned to the podium, read my grandfather's words. Terence, I watched you for 4 years. I watched you take promotions while your sister worked 3 jobs. I watched you buy a boat while she ate store-brand pasta. I watched you let her carry your shame while you built your success on her sacrifice. Terence's head dropped. I gave you 4 years to do the right thing, to confess, to repay her, to tell the truth. You did nothing. Now you have a choice. The same choice you never gave Verna. Malcolm looked up, made sure everyone was listening. Option 1. Within 48 hours of this reading, you will publicly confess. Post a statement on LinkedIn and Facebook. Send it to the Charleston Post and Courier. Admit you embezzled $520,000. Admit Verna took the blame. Admit you never repaid her. Resign immediately from Patterson and Sons. Begin a civil repayment plan. $520,000 principal plus $165,000 in damages to Verna. Total, $685,000. Payable over 10 years at 6% interest. Monthly payment, $7,600. Terence's hands covered his face. Option 2. If you do not publicly confess by Wednesday, March 18th at 11:59 p.m., my attorney will file a criminal complaint with the Charleston County District Attorney. I negotiated a tolling agreement in April 2021 preserving prosecution rights. The forensic evidence will be submitted. Federal embezzlement charges carry 5 to 10 years in prison. Patterson and Sons will lose its bonding license. Malcolm folded the letter. You have 48 hours. Choose wisely. This is more mercy than you showed your sister. Signed. Your grandfather, who loved you but could not respect what you became. He placed the letter in front of Terence. Attached was a notarized document. The tolling agreement. Signed by the DA. Malcolm returned to the podium. Mr. Terence Patterson, do you understand the terms? Silence. Mr. Patterson, I need verbal confirmation. Yes. Barely audible. Malcolm closed his briefcase. This concludes the will reading. Copies of all documents will be filed with Charleston County Probate Court tomorrow morning. These are now public record. He looked at my father. Mr. Patterson, your father loved his family. All of his family. He just loved the truth more. Malcolm picked up his briefcase, walked toward the side exit, stopped next to my table, leaned down slightly. He'd be proud of you, he said. Quiet. Just for me. Then he left. The room erupted into chaos. People arguing, crying, consoling each other. I stood, walked to the front of the room, to the podium Malcolm had just left. Stood there, waiting. It took 68 seconds for the room to quiet. When it did, I spoke. In August 2020, I was 27 years old, assistant principal at Beaufort Academy, director of the scholarship program that helped 47 students go to college, engaged to be married, planning a wedding for June 2021. My parents called me to their house, told me Terrence had embezzled $520,000 from the family company, said if it came out, he'd go to prison. The company would collapse. 43 employees would lose their jobs. They asked me to cover the missing funds temporarily. 6 months, they promised. We'll fix this quietly. Terrence will pay you back. You can rebuild. He has children. You don't. I said yes because I loved my family, because I believed family meant protecting each other. I transferred $520,000 from the scholarship fund on September 3rd, 2020. I thought it was temporary. Terrence never paid me back. Not $1. When the audit came in March 2021, they asked me to take the blame entirely. Tell them it was you, my mother said. Terrence can't go to prison. You can start over. So I did. I was arrested April 12th, 2021. Charged with felony breach of trust. I took a deferred prosecution agreement, resign immediately. Repay $520,000 in 3 years. 3 years probation. I lost my job. My fiancé left 2 weeks later. My reputation was destroyed. I couldn't get hired anywhere in Charleston County. I worked as a substitute teacher for $140 a day. I worked at H&R Block during tax season. I delivered groceries on weekends. I took out $310,000 in personal loans at 9% interest to make the restitution payments. I paid every single dollar by November 30th, 2024. $520,000 to the school district, plus $95,500 in loan interest. Total cost to me, $637,500. 15 days after my final payment, my brother posted pictures of his new boat, $85,000. The caption said, "Hard work pays off." For 4 years, you treated me like I didn't exist. You cropped me out of family photos. You avoided me in grocery stores. You whispered when I walked into rooms. 2 weeks ago, my father texted me, "Don't come to the reunion. Someone with your arrest record would ruin the whole night." My arrest record, the one I took to save Terrence from prison. The charges were dismissed last year, but you never asked if they were dismissed. You never asked if I was okay. You never said thank you. Grandpa Jack was the only one who saw. He visited me every week while I was paying back money I never stole. He didn't tell me he was building a case. He didn't tell me he was documenting everything. He died 7 weeks ago. He left me this. I gestured to the papers scattered across tables, because he knew you'd never give it to me yourselves. Acknowledgement, evidence, justice. As of tonight, I own 40% of Patterson and Sons. I'm the largest single shareholder. Monday morning, I'll be in the office at 8 a.m. Terrence, you have until Wednesday at midnight to decide. Confession or prosecution. Mom, Dad. I hope protecting his image was worth losing me. Because you did lose me. 4 years ago. You just didn't notice until tonight. I'm done being the family embarrassment. I'm done being erased. I'm done apologizing for your crimes. This reunion is over for me. I walked to the photo timeline on the wall, found the picture from May 2019, me and my grandfather, both smiling, sunflowers, took it off the wall, put it in my purse, left the other 7 years of family history where they were, walked toward the exit. My cousin Diane stood. "Verna, wait, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." I stopped, looked at her. "You could have asked." Kept walking. My grandmother intercepted me at the door. "Verna?" I stopped. She reached for my hand, held it. "Sunday dinner. My house. 5 p.m. Just you. I'll make pot roast. First softness all night. I'll be there, Nana. Your grandfather was right about you. Always was." I hugged her, briefly. Then I left. I got to my car at 8:06 p.m. Level 3, space 47. Unlocked it. Sat in the driver's seat. locked the doors, pulled out the photo I'd taken from the wall, me and Grandpa Jack, May 2019, placed it on the passenger seat, rested my forehead on the steering wheel, and cried. Not sad crying, release crying. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Then I stopped, wiped my face with a tissue from the glove box, started the car, drove home, slept 9 hours straight for the first time since 2020. The next morning, my phone had 47 missed calls. I ignored them all, made coffee, sat on my couch, looked at my email. 43 new messages, one from Malcolm Calloway. Subject, estate transfer documents. I opened it, scanned the attachments. Everything was in order. The inheritance would be transferred within 5 business days. I closed my laptop. 8:23 a.m. Text from my mother. We need to talk. Please call me. I replied. My attorney will contact you regarding estate matters. Personal communication is paused indefinitely. 2:15 p.m. I got a text from my cousin Diane. Just saw on the county clerk website, Nicole filed for divorce. I didn't respond. 4:47 p.m. My uncle Raymond called. I answered. Verna, I had no idea. None of us did. I'm sorry. Thank you. Board meeting this Friday. We need to elect a new CEO. The votes are yours if you want it. I'll be there. For what it's worth, your grandfather made the right call. I hung up. 9:30 p.m. Terrence posted on LinkedIn. I saw it because Diane sent me a screenshot. I embezzled $520,000 from Patterson and Sons Construction between May 2019 and July 2020. When discovered, my family asked my sister Verna Patterson to cover the theft temporarily using scholarship funds she administered. She agreed to protect me from prison. When the school district auditor discovered the missing funds in 2021, Verna took full responsibility. She was arrested, lost her career, and spent 4 years repaying money she never stole. I never thanked her. I never repaid her. I let her suffer while I was promoted and prospered. I resigned from all positions at Patterson and Sons effective immediately. I am arranging civil repayment to my sister. I am deeply sorry. Terrence Patterson. 1,847 views in the first 3 hours. 203 comments. Mostly negative toward him. 392 shares. I turned off my phone. Went to bed. March 19th. Wednesday morning. Charleston Post and Courier front page. Headline. Local business executive confesses to embezzlement. Sister exonerated after 4-year ordeal. The article interviewed 3 former colleagues from Beaufort Academy. We always thought something was wrong. Verna would never do that. Dr. Morrison, my former principal, was quoted. We failed Ms. Patterson. I owe her an apology that's 4 years overdue. He called me that afternoon. Verna, I'd like to discuss bringing you back. Consulting capacity. Redesign our scholarship oversight program. $12,500 and... I'm sorry. We should have asked more questions. I'll think about it. I hung up. March 20th, Thursday evening. Bank notification. Wire transfer received. $3,591,250. My grandfather's inheritance. I stared at the number for a long time. Then I texted my grandmother. Pot roast Sunday. What time? 5 p.m. Bring nothing but yourself. Love you. I smiled. First real smile in 6 years. Sunday, March 23rd. I drove to the cemetery before going to Nana's. 5 p.m. The light was golden. Brought sunflowers. His favorite. Sat on the grass next to his headstone. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for making sure they couldn't ignore it anymore. Pause. I got the company. I got the money. But mostly I got my name back. That's what mattered, right? You knew that. The wind moved through the magnolia trees. I miss you. I wish you were here to see Monday when I walk in as CEO. But I guess you saw it already. You saw it 4 years ago. I stayed until the sun started setting. As I drove away, I stopped at a red light. A Mercedes pulled up next to me. My mother's car. I recognized the license plate. She was in the driver's seat. She saw me, made eye contact, mouthed, "I'm sorry." The light turned green. She didn't move. I did. Drove forward. Didn't look back. Not ready yet. Maybe someday. Not today. 6 months later, September 2026. I'm sitting in my office, CEO of Patterson and Sons Construction. Corner office, third floor. Same view I had at Beaufort Academy. Different building. But I can see magnolia trees from here, too. The company is doing well. Revenue is up 18% since I took over. We've secured 7 new contracts, municipal projects, a hospital renovation, school expansion. I established the Patterson Family Scholarship Fund in April. Initial funding, $100,000. This fall, we awarded 12 scholarships, $8,500 each, to educators who've faced wrongful accusations. One of the recipients wrote to me last week, a teacher who was falsely accused of inappropriate conduct 3 years ago, cleared, but couldn't get hired anywhere. She's going back to school now, master's degree in counseling. Her letter is in my desk drawer, next to Brianna's thank you card from 2021. Evidence that what I built still matters. I moved into a 2-bedroom condo in downtown Charleston in June. Bought it cash. $385,000, traded in the Civic for a 2024 Subaru Outback. The personal loans are paid off. Final payment, April 15th. $143,280 cleared. I'm dating someone. His name is Andrew. He's a high school history teacher. We met at a volunteer event in May. I told him everything on our second date. He said, "That's the bravest thing I've ever heard, and also the most messed up. Want to get ice cream and talk about literally anything else?" We've been together 4 months, taking it slow. It's healthy. My relationship with my parents is complicated. We started family therapy in July. My mother attends every week. My father has come to 4 sessions out of 12. I see them twice a month, mostly at board meetings. It's strained, but not severed. My mother is trying. My father is defensive. Progress is slow. Terrence moved to Raleigh in July, works in retail management now, sends me a check every month, $2,850. No note. I deposit it. Don't respond. In 8 more years, he'll have paid back the principal. The interest and the 4 years, he'll never repay. Nicole's divorce was finalized in August. She has primary custody. She reached out to me in June. "I'm sorry I didn't ask questions. I was complicit. I don't expect forgiveness, but I wanted you to know I see it now." I wrote back, "Thank you for saying that. We're cordial when we see each other at family events for the kids. I have dinner with my grandmother every Sunday, without fail. She's my strongest family bond. 7 cousins have rebuilt relationships with me, including Diane. My uncle Raymond and I run the company together. He's VP of construction. I'm CEO. We make a good team. The arrest record was expunged in August. My criminal record is clean now. Dr. Morrison's consulting contract became a regular thing. I redesigned Beaufort Academy's scholarship oversight program, dual signatory requirements, quarterly board reports, ethics training. I've been asked to speak at 3 education conferences about ethics and whistleblowing. I declined all of them, not ready for the spotlight, but maybe someday. This afternoon, I received a letter. Handwritten envelope. Return address. Brianna Henderson. I opened it. Ms. Patterson, I'm a senior now at College of Charleston. Business major, 3.8 GPA. I heard what happened to you. I always knew you were innocent. You gave too much to have taken anything. The scholarship fund you created just awarded my younger sister $8,500. She's going to Clemson to study education. She wants to be like you. You changed my life in ninth grade when I had nobody. You're still changing lives. The people who tried to erase you failed. Thank you for being who you are, even when it cost you everything. Love, Brianna. I read it twice. Opened my desk drawer. There's a folder in there labeled Why It Mattered. 23 letters and emails from students and colleagues who've reached out since March. I added Brianna's letter, closed the folder, looked out the window at the Charleston skyline, the harbor in the distance, the sun starting to set, smiled. Small smile, real smile. First genuine smile in 6 years. I sat at my desk for 10 more minutes, just breathing. Then I went home. Andrew and I are cooking dinner together tonight. Pasta. The kind I actually like, not the store brand kind I ate for 4 years. My life. Finally mine again. People ask me if it was worth it. 4 years. $637,500. My career. My fiancé. My reputation. My place in my family. The answer isn't simple. Was it worth it to protect my brother from prison? At the time, I thought so. Now, I don't know. Maybe the question isn't whether it was worth it. Maybe it's whether I had a real choice. They asked me to save the family. I said yes, because I believed family meant protecting each other. I didn't understand yet that they meant protecting him, not me. I lost 4 years of my life paying back money I never stole. But I learned who I am when everything is taken. I learned which family members actually see me. I learned that justice delayed is not justice denied. Sometimes it's justice with documentation. I'm 33 years old, CEO of the company that almost destroyed me. Dating someone who knows my whole story and doesn't flinch. Living in a home I own. Driving a car that starts every time. Sleeping through the night. My parents apologized. Sort of. They still say things like, "We thought we were doing the right thing," and "We never meant to hurt you." Maybe they believed that. Maybe they still do. I see them at board meetings. My mother tries. My father doesn't. That's their choice. I don't forgive them yet. Maybe someday. Not today. My brother sends me checks. I cash them. We don't speak. In 8 years, when the debt is paid, maybe we'll talk. Or maybe we won't. The person I think about is my grandfather. He gave me more than money. He gave me proof I wasn't crazy. Proof I wasn't wrong. Proof that somebody saw. If you're carrying someone else's blame right now, if your family made you the scapegoat to protect someone else, hear this. You're not crazy. You're not wrong. What they did to you was not okay. Document everything. Tell one person who believes you. Wait for your moment. It will come. My name is Verna Patterson. I'm 33 years old. I'm not the family embarrassment anymore. I'm not the criminal they said I was. I'm not the failure who ruined the reunion. I'm the one they couldn't erase. And I'm the one who gets to write what happens next.